Well, we are here at the 30th Street Station in Philadelphia, and basically this room is geared up and ready to hear Barack Obama speak. We're trying to get a sense of who is coming in at this point. And guess who's just walked in? The president-elect, Barack Obama, has just walked into the room now. He's meeting and greeting some of the people in the front of the room. Basically, there are about 200 people, invited guests, who are here in this room, invited for various reasons. Well, some of them were volunteers throughout the campaign. Some of them are people who Barack Obama met. Some of them were people who he was simply touched by their personal stories. A very special 41 people here in this room will actually get a chance to go with the Obamas as well as the Bidens, right along with them on that whistle-stop tour that will end in Washington, D.C. 16 families from 15 different states.
Yes, we did.
Good morning, Philadelphia. This morning, a new dawn of American leadership is journeying to Washington, D.C. I want you wonderful people to know that I'm not here this morning hopeful. I am so confident. It is such an honor to introduce my president-elect, Barack Obama.
Hello, Philadelphia. We are here to mark the beginning of our journey to Washington. And this is fitting because it was here in this city that our American journey began. It was here that a group of farmers and lawyers, merchants and soldiers gathered to declare their independence and lay claim to a destiny that they were being denied. Now, it was a risky thing, meeting as they did in that summer of 1776. There was no guarantee that their fragile experiment would find success. More than once in those early years did the odds seem insurmountable. More than once did the fishermen, laborers, and craftsmen who called themselves an army face the prospect of defeat. And yet they were willing to put all they were and all they had on the line. Their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor for a set of ideals that continue to light the world. That we are equal. That our rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness come not from our laws, but from our Maker. And that a government of, by, and for the people can endure. And yet, while our problems may be new, what is required to overcome them is not. What's required is the same perseverance and idealism that our founders displayed. What's required is a new Declaration of Independence. Not just in our nation, but in our own lives. Independence from ideology and small thinking. Independence from prejudice and bigotry. Independence from selfishness. An appeal not to our easy instincts, but to our better angels. That's the reason I launched my campaign for the presidency nearly 2 years ago. I did so in the belief that the most fundamental American ideal, that a better life is in store for all those people who are willing to work for it, was slipping out of reach. The belief that Washington was serving the interests of the few and not the many, and that our politics had grown too small for the scale of the challenges we faced. But I also believed something else. I believed that our future is our choice, And that if we could just recognize ourselves in one another and bring everyone together, Democrats, Republicans, and independents, North, South, East, West, Black, white, Latino, Asian, Native American, gay and straight and disabled, then not only would we restore hope and opportunity in places that yearn for both, but maybe, just maybe, we might perfect our union in the process. This is what I believed. But you made this belief real. You proved once more that people who love this country can change it. And as I prepare to leave for Washington on a trip that you made possible, know that I will not be traveling alone. I'll be taking with me some of the men and women I met along the way. Americans from every corner of this country whose hopes and heartaches were the core of our cause, whose dreams and struggles have become my own. Theirs are the voices I will carry with me every day in the White House. Theirs are the stories I will be thinking about when we deliver the changes you elected me to make. When Americans are returning to work and sleeping easier at night, knowing their jobs are secure and their children's future is secure, I'll be thinking about people like Mark Dowell, who worried his job at Ford will be the next one cut, a devastating prospect with teenage daughters he has back home. When affordable health care is no longer something we hope for, but something we can count on, I'll be thinking of working moms like Chandra Jackson, who was diagnosed with an illness and is now burdened with higher medical bills on top of child care for her 11-year-old son. When we're welcoming back our loved ones from a war in Iraq that we've brought to an end, I'll be thinking of our brave servicemen and women sacrificing around the world I'll be thinking about veterans like Tony Fisher, who served 2 tours in Iraq, and all of those returning home who were unable to find a job. The American Revolution was and remains an ongoing struggle in the minds and hearts of the people to live up to our founding creed. So starting now, let's take up in our own lives the work of perfecting our union. Let's build a government that's responsible to the people. Let's accept our own responsibilities as citizens to hold our government accountable. Let all of us do our part to rebuild this country. Let's make sure this election is not the end of what we do to change America, but just the beginning. Join me in this effort. Join one another in this effort, and together, mindful of our proud history and hopeful for the future, let's seek a better world in our time. Thank you, Philadelphia. Love you guys. Thank you.